Hey Facebook, how are we? So I look like I'm not really sure what I look like at the minute, but I'm actually in my car and I've got a quick 10 minutes before I have to be somewhere else, and I need to make sure that I do my Facebook Live today. For those of you that are just joining in this sequence of Facebook Lives, I have committed to doing a Facebook Live every day in 2019. So this is day 3, and I just want to talk a little bit about the importance of nurturing your list of prospects, your list of customers, whether that's investors, whether it is landlords, whether it's vendors, whether it's agents, the importance of nurturing those prospects. Okay, this video really has been inspired by a lot of conversation that we've had today. So the Cogito Wealth Mastermind Day is the first Thursday of every month. So we had 16 businesses in today working on their mastermind sessions with us, and one of the things we talked about a lot today was how to really stay in touch with and keep the conversation going and nurture, so that your customers, when they come to a point where they want to become your customer, you've got a deal for them, or they want to give you a house, or they want to accept your offer, or whatever it is, how you've got them to a position where they know, like, and trust you enough to be able to say yes. Yeah. So the importance of know, like, and trust, okay, is that if you imagine yourself, if you walk into a room with strangers, is it likely you're going to do a deal with that person that you've met in the first few minutes? It's unlikely, because you don't know them, you don't necessarily like them, you don't know anything about how their service is going to help you, you don't know necessarily how the thing they're putting on the table benefits you, or whether or not you even want to work with them or anything like that. So the important part of this is when you get the lead for the customer, or you start to build your investor list, whatever it is, it doesn't stop there. You don't get the list, get the kind of contact details, and then do nothing with it. It's really important that you actually nurture them. So one of the things we talked about today is how you can nurture them, but do it in an efficient, kind of streamlined way. How you can actually use your investor list, or use your data list, your customer list, to market to them behind the scenes, without you having to pick up the phone all the time and talk to them all the time constantly. And the way that we do that in our business, and if I talk about investor lists for a second, the way that we nurture our investor list is we use MailChimp quite often. We use lots of different tools as well, but the one we recommend for people starting their property journeys, or in the first couple of years, MailChimp's a great tool because it's free until you have 2,000 subscribers, 2,000 contact details on your list. So we recommend MailChimp. Now, inside of MailChimp, what you can do is you can create a link, and then an investor that's interested in working with you can click the link and join your investor list. Now, once they've joined that investor list, what you need to do is actually talk to them on a regular basis. Yeah. And one of the ideas that I've got, or that I would recommend for you guys, is that you create some kind of nurture series of emails. Now, it might be that you write some blogs, and you send those blogs in those emails to tell them how you can help them, what your service can do for them. It's really important that you talk about them and what you can do for them, not just talking about what you've done. Customers generally don't care that you've made 10 million in the last year. What they care about is how you are going to help them to fix a pain or a problem that they've got, right? So the starting point for this and creating the content really is about writing a list of the sorts of things that you think your customers care about, and that you think that your customers want to learn about and need help with. Okay, so what we've sort of talked about today on the mastermind is, if you start with a list of 12 topics or 12 titles, or maybe 13 if you're looking at doing a whole quarter, but we kind of look at 12 weeks, and you're sending out maybe an email a week to everybody on your list. And some examples might be that if you're focusing sourcing deals in a particular area, let's say it was Milton Keynes, because that's where I am right now, then what you might want to do is send out an email that's got a video of you talking, or even a blog of you talking about why Milton Keynes is a great place for you to invest right now. That way, then an investor watches that video or reads that blog or reads that article. What you've done is you've educated them in why the service that you're offering might help them and might benefit them. So if you can create a series of emails that go out one a week over 12, 13 weeks, I'd recommend you do it every week for forever. But if you start off with just creating the first quarter of the year from this point, what are you going to send out once a week, every week? Actually, what you'll start to do is nurture the relationships that you've got with your audience. And what that then creates is the ability for your potential customer to know, like, and trust you. And it's at that point that your potential customer will become an actual customer, because they'll be confident in you, they'll have got to know you, they'll be confident in the deals that you're selling because they've got to know you and find you credible and know that you're doing things in the right way. And they're more likely to then respond when you send out an email that's got a deal on it. They're more likely to say, can I go and see it? Can I talk to you a little bit about it? The more that you nurture the relationships with your audience, the more likely you are to be able to secure the deals and actually find, get quicker decisions from them when it comes to an actual sales conversation, whether it's to sell a deal or whether it's to take on a unit or whatever it might be. Okay, and this applies to every group of audience that you would be working with. So for us, we've got corporate clients that we nurture, because when you phone them, they might not be ready for your service today, but they might need your service coming up. And so you talk to them, be on the tip of their tongue, so that actually when they do need your service, they've got access to your contact details, they know a bit more about you, they've talked to you a little bit more, or they feel like they've talked to you a little bit more because you've sent them good content. So we've got our corporates that we nurture. We've also got our landlords list, so where we're doing marketing to source like rent-to-rent deals. We've got a list of landlords that have inquired or talked to us in the past, maybe people we've put offers out to in the past that have said no, or even that have said yes but have other houses. We talk to them about different opportunities that, different clients that we've got that need accommodation, different requirements that we've got, how we can manage their property different to a letting agent. There's lots of different sort of content you can put out for landlords. We also have some nurturing around the agent side of things. So with agents, I tend to take the more personal approach with agents. So my nurture campaigns and things like that are actually phone calls, text messages, WhatsApps, actual conversations with them. But if you're doing this on a mass scale, you're not going to be able to do that with everybody. So it's worth thinking about what's the best and most efficient way of doing it. And vendors, if people you've put offers out to before, landowners, these sorts of people. It's really, and obviously investors is the other one. It's really important that you understand that in the background of running your business and getting the deals, if you've got an exit that you need to consider, whether it is selling the deal, raising money on the deal, putting a corporate in it, whatever the exit is or the end game is, you need to be working on your end game all the time. You need to be putting some effort and energy into it all the time. We talk a lot, and there's a lot of focus in our world about getting the deal, about actually securing the deal. But sometimes it can be really frustrating, heartbreaking, deflating if you get the deal and then you can't do anything with it. Now, trust me when I tell you, you're not going to sell every deal. If you're looking to package, it doesn't always happen. There's been plenty of deals that have fallen out for me. If you put 10 potential houses in front of a corporate client, they might only take 5. If you put 5 deals in front of an investor, they might only take 1. The whole point with this is, and the nurturing aspect of it, is to be able to minimise your risk, minimise the wasted time that goes in when people won't buy your deal or you can't complete. And the reason that actually you manage to minimise that is because they know, like, and trust you. They have built a relationship with you. They know, because they've got to know you from the content you've put out. They'll probably have done their due diligence on you. They'll have researched you. They'll have kind of asked their friends about you. They'll have asked for recommendations, or they'll have seen recommendations, referrals and things like that. One of the other things you can send out is testimonial videos, that sort of stuff. Anything that builds trust, anything that builds credibility. It's so important. And you can do this online, you can do it offline. But MailChimp is one of the really great tools that we use to be able to do this, because you can actually schedule emails if you want. So if you want you in the same way you can schedule in social media, if you wanted to say, well, I want an email to go out once a week, every week for a year, you could write them all in a day. Probably you could do it in a day. Schedule them all in a day, and actually then they're ready to go out. Now, the problem with doing it that far in advance is that actually things like legislation changes, market changes and things like that. So doing it for a year is a pretty tall order, and you probably have to go back and change some stuff. So what I'd recommend actually is that you maybe work a quarter at a time or a month at a time, and work on your nurture campaigns in that way. I hope that's been super, super helpful. It's one of the things that we talk about on our 1-day training event in Milton Keynes that we do. It's called Property Made Simple, for those of you that do not know. The next one is running on the 12th of January in Milton Keynes. It's actually at this venue. You can't see it because it's pitch black, but it's in the same venue we hold our mastermind in. And we have an amazing day planned. So anybody who has not got a ticket for that, we've actually been able to put the event on at no charge to you, because our sponsors have covered the cost of hiring the venue and the cost of the staff for the day, which is amazing. Massive thank you to the Property Insurance Hub for that. Anybody who wants to come and register for that, I'm going to stick the link into the comments box so you've got it. I would love to see you, because understanding not just the property side of things, but understanding how you build a business and how you build a customer list and how you actually nurture your relationships and how you build a reputation in your marketplace is so, so important. It's one of the things that I show you how to do on the 1 day. It's a pretty action-packed day, but that is one of the topics that we cover. So I will put the comments, I'll put in the comments the link. I will leave you guys to it. Have a lovely evening. I'm heading home now after a day of talking all day long at the mastermind. I'm going to give my voice a rest, and I look forward to catching up with you tomorrow for day 4's Project 365 video. Have an amazing night, guys. Whatever you are doing tomorrow, make sure you plan it tonight. Spend some time, reflect on what's happened today, really think about what you want to get out of tomorrow, and then go ahead, wake up tomorrow morning and make it happen. Big love. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.